This is Roger Hoover, now pleased to be joined by Alabama golfer Nick Dunlap, the U.S. Amateur Champion here in 2023, part of the winning Walker Cup team. Just had a 60 a couple weeks ago. I mean, what am I leaving out at this point?
No, it's been a little bit of a whirlwind, but I'm no, happy to be here, and I appreciate you having me.
Well, we're certainly glad to talk to you. Let's go back to the spring. What did you like about your spring schedule with Alabama? Obviously, it was a good finish for the Crimson Tide.
Yeah, I think we played an event in Linger Longer in whatever that April maybe. You could kind of feel the team start to come together. We were starting to hang out more and more off the golf course, and we honestly became brothers. We weren't. I feel like some of us were a little separated early in the fall, and we were playing for more than just ourselves at the end of the year, and that kind of started to show. We had some good events. One regional has played well at NCAA's, and I think that kind of led into what we're doing so far in this fall.
Yeah, and then in the summer for you, started to rack up some victories, and then got to go to the U.S. Amateur. Eventually won at Cherry Hills. What led to success for you in that tournament?
It was a little odd, actually. I think it goes back to the U.S. Open. I didn't play well there, but I was playing well leading up to it. And actually, I wasn't going to go play the Northeast or the North-South. And it was something that I thought I needed to get better at. I was playing week to week to week, on the PGA Tour and whatever that is. You're playing week to week, 4, 5, 6 weeks in a row. I'm like, I need to get used to doing this, traveling to different states and learn how to do that. And kind of got some confidence off those two events and playing the USAM. It's the longest week of the year. You're playing 7-8 days. But no, I had a lot of support and a lot of help, from my teammates, my caddy. And just from that support system, I believed I could do it. Yeah, go ahead, sorry.
Sorry, how did you stay fresh during some of those really long days? Because some days you were, playing back-to-back rounds with very little rest in between, especially on the final day.
Yeah, I had to learn, honestly, how to recover on days where I'm traveling, as cliche as that sounds, whether that be icing or finding some kind of like cryotherapy around here where I could kind of hop in for a couple of minutes. But and when you're off the golf course resting, I didn't practice a ton after rounds. It's kind of like, okay, like I'm done, did what I needed to do. I'm gonna go back, relax, take a nap, get ready for the next day.
And then at the U.S. Amateur, you're able to pick up the victory in that final match. Again, a grueling day of golf with back-to-back rounds. You had some help, though, from not only Coach Sewell, who was there, but how about your Alabama teammates who traveled and through the middle of the night to get to Denver and make sure they were there for you?
Unbelievable. I didn't see the video that Cannon posted on Twitter until after the day. But no, just the support they showed and to do that, they're traveling to Atlanta, through the night, wake up at 3, fly out and watch me. I teared up during the interview after, but it was really special for me. Just kind of the support they showed, and yeah, I'm pumped to play with them. But also, shout out to Clark. Not a lot of people know this, but I was actually at Dave & Buster's the night before the semifinals, and I pulled my shoulder at throwing like a dodgeball game, and Clark had me kind of set up to some stuff on my shoulder and had me perfectly fine the next day. I'm ready to roll.
That sounds good. Well, then for you, you get to go overseas to the Walker Cup after you, of course, won the U.S. Amateur and got to play for Team USA. What was it like at that event, getting to play the most famous golf course really in the world at St. Andrews?
And the 100th anniversary of the Walker Cup. It was something, honestly, the USAM was circled, but the Walker Cup was the big one for me, representing the USA. And having, staying on the first tee, having my name announced as that is gives me chill bumps still, still to this day. But, they say you're part of something really special when that happens. And, with the green jackets they give you. And for me, it was just representing, your family, your friends back home. You're representing the whole country, and a lot of people are watching and supporting us. And, to come back the last day and to come out on top was pretty special.
Pretty special for you as well. You get to continue competing with Gordon Sargent, whether it's in Alabama against Vanderbilt, some individual events, but you got to be a teammate with him at the Walker Cup. What was that like?
He's pretty good. No, he's you play. I've played alternate shot and with teammates before, and I left him in some pretty crappy spots, and to see how he got out of it, and he was number one player in the world. He's obviously his accomplishments stand for himself, but to kind of see him do that, and I'd put him in a bad spot and he'd get out of it perfectly fine. I'm like, man, that's it's a lot of fun. I don't have to hit great shots, and he's doing a lot of stuff for me. But no, just for it's a small world too. Birmingham guys and Alabama guys to go out there and represent your country side by side, to be teammates was, I think, something that we both wanted to happen, but for that actually to happen and to go out first and to get that point was pretty cool.
So with all of that, still competing for the University of Alabama, the Hamptons Intercollegiate a couple of weeks ago, you shoot a 60. Alabama ends up winning the event. What led to success there?
It's weird, actually. So Coach Sewell, I think he walked with me like a half of a round last year. I kind of walked with our old assistant Hunter Hemrick a lot, majority of the spring. It was after the first round. I was like, man, like my energy was down. I'm like, I need somebody like Coach C will come walk with me the second round. And kind of one thing led to another. It was one of those days, all of our numbers added up. We were both reading the greens really, really similar, and shot 60. So it was the first round. Coach Sewell walked with me fully that I did that. And honestly, I told him after I wouldn't have wanted just from the past with Coach Sewell, and I wouldn't want anybody else to walk with me. It was a special round for myself and for him, I believe, and to do that next to him was really cool.
Best round in Alabama history, tied the NCAA best round ever. Really great to see. You talked about your current teammates. How about Alabama golfers who are alums? We just saw Wilson Furr. He's going up to the PGA Tour. Obviously, Lee Hodges has won this year. Justin Thomas had a great Ryder Cup. How have you leaned on those guys? You got Trey as well.
No, it's really cool to see somebody. I know Wilson a little bit personally. I've played a lot of golf with him. Just to see the work he's put in and to represent Alabama the way he has and to accomplish his dream and get on the PGA Tour is really, really cool. And it's something that Coach Sewell preaches a lot. It's like, man, it can all come down to one shot. Every shot matters. And to see that happen out on the last hole and make that 4-footer to get his card, it was really cool. And obviously the emotion he showed after. And it's cool to see somebody that like that on some of the biggest stages in golf, like, JT or whoever that may be, to accomplish their dreams and their goals is really, really cool.
With all the success you've had this year, has it kind of opened some doors for you in the golf world? Anybody you've met that you were kind of a fanboy to meet for the first time or gets pick their brain?
I haven't spent a ton of time around Justin Thomas, and he's been really nice and reached out to me. He's helped me a little bit with some of the stuff that's been going on. Obviously, if there's one guy that knows about social media and the press, it's him. He's had to deal with it a lot, but he's given me a lot of tips and some stuff I can work on to kind of get my mind off that when I am playing and competing. But no, honestly, just kind of staying in my bubble. My support system here with Alabama and the guys on the team and Coach Sewell and Forrest, and just kind of staying in my bubble, being who I am and being 19 years old.
And what's this team capable of this year? What do you want this group to accomplish?
I think we have the potential to do some really cool things. With regionals last year, we didn't lose anybody. On paper, we got better. And I think we're, especially after last week, it was a big win last week, kind of fought back. We started to give some back, kind of the end of the round, into the third round. And, no, I think we're all starting to kind of believe in each other more and more. I think our lineups kind of changed a little bit this fall, kind of feeling some stuff out. We've had a lot of really good players come in. We brought five new guys in. So even with those guys kind of bouncing in and out of the lineup, it's making everybody better. And I think that's going to be shown here once this last event of the fall and the spring turns around.
All right, last thing, give our fans a rundown of your schedule that you have coming up the rest of the fall.
So I've got I'm playing in Dubai, leave Friday for the USA World Team. I think there's 3 guys from each country representing in Dubai. So I don't know how many guys there, but then I'll play Steelwood, which is our last event of the fall, down in Loxley. And then I got an exemption into the Bermuda PGA Tour event. I think that's the second week of November, right after the LSU weekend. And then I'm not sure if I'm going to play the RSM, which is another tour event after that. I'm trying to get into that as we speak. And then there's a tour event in California called the Amex in January that I'm also going to be competing in.
Well, we look forward to that. Nick Dunlap, congratulations on all the success you've had this year. Best of luck finishing the year strong. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, thank you so much.